everybody. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us here on Northern Life. Happy to be back, and happy for all the snow to be melting, too. We had this conversation during the 5 o'clock show the other day, but I'm in the camp of let it melt.
Yes.
I'm not going to get out there and shovel at this point in the year.
Oh man, it gets ugly out there when it's mushy and all that. Yeah, that's tough to walk through.
I'm in charge of plowing our whole road. It's like a 1.5 mile road or whatever, but it's 7 inches, 8 inches. It's really rough right now.
Yeah.
But if I plowed, it would be even rougher with the dirt coming up and really wrecking the
sure.
road. So I think I'm like you, same camp. I'm going to just let it be, let it melt and see what happens.
Well, good. I got laughed at when I said that in front of Dan and Adam on the 5. They were like, "Well, you got to take care of your..." We got the sidewalk taken care of.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm not going to do anything more than that.
No, exactly.
One of the worst feelings I've learned during the winter here is when you're walking through the snow and you don't have boots on and you're just trying to get into your car and you're like being very careful about it, but all of a sudden you lift your foot up to get into the car and the snow gets into your shoe. Yeah, that's one of my least favorite feelings now.
Snow in the shoe, no fun. Hopefully you didn't get any snow in your shoe when you were out building a snowman.
Went over to Leif Erikson Park. My girlfriend and I built the one on the left. Not nearly as good as my cousin's kid on the right-hand side near the Twin Cities. So theirs looks a lot better than the one we came up with. But taking advantage of it. It was that Wednesday night was tough. I know, Hunter, you had to drive up back to your house. That was tough driving.
Oh, it was just horrible. Roads were awful going up there. Still, my road is absolutely terrible. Are you practicing for next year for the snowman making competition that we'll do later on? Huh?
If I have to go against my cousin's kid, I'm not going to be able to win that one.
Me, though. Go against me. You'll have no problem.
We'll do all right.
Well, hey, here's what's coming up today on Northern Life. With all the snow we saw this week, it was certainly a busy one for Hunter and our weather team. And today, we're actually going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how Hunter and Chief Meteorologist Adam Lorch actually build their forecast. So that should be cool.
That'll be awesome. And then later, it's a word you see a lot on food packages nowadays. Protein. We're going to hear from a dietitian about how much protein you actually need to consume every single day. But until then, 2 very popular shopping platforms are teaming up in hopes of getting you to buy even more stuff.
Great.
The QVC Group has joined forces with TikTok, and the company which owns QVC and HSN has now announced the launch of a 24/7 live shopping channel on TikTok. The CEO of QVC Group says this deal will, quote, be a catalyst to transform shopping and discovery.
I feel like QVC people were the original influencers.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
They're very good at marketing the products, and now all the influencers kind of have taken over that role, and I get sucked in. I get sucked in on the TikToks and the Instagram Reels. I'm like, oh, this person, it worked for them really well, and then you can see the full product in action in their lives on TikTok, posting the videos versus on QVC, it's just on the TV most of the time. But
it's almost like Rachel Hackbarth, does it work or not products. They're always going to be doing those.
And it's so easy to buy it too. You got the link right there. You say Apple Pay and it's already coming to your door.
Yeah, and it almost makes you forget when you're seeing a product advertised in that way on Instagram that it's actually like an advertisement,
Right,
Like, I don't know, when I'm watching the TV, my head somehow equates that as an ad, but Instagram, I'm like, oh no, these are just people who like this and they use it in their everyday lives. They don't get any kickback.
Not paid at all.
Significant payment,
Oh, well, that should be interesting to see how that goes. Meanwhile, college basketball is in store for a big weekend as teams get ready for the Final Four. But if that's not your thing, CBS is sharing an evening with Elton John and Brandi Carlile on Sunday. That's a new primetime concert special featuring live performances, captivating stories about the pair's enduring friendship, and an intimate look at their new joint album. You can find that on our CBS side here on Northern News Now at 7 p.m. on Sunday night. My mom's a huge Elton John fan.
Yes.
So that'd be cool.
You know what?
I'm so excited.
I had to look at a couple of Carlisle songs that I did not know about. I can't sing them now.
No, unfortunately.
But they're very familiar.
Yeah, I got to familiarize myself a little bit more with the Brandi Carlile, definitely the records that she has, because there's a few out there that are pretty well known. So I love Elton John, though, of course.
Cool.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, should be a good night. Well, hey, Briggs, does Wells know how to share yet?
No,
No.
not yet.
a couple months ahead of them. But parents and toddlers out there are trying a cookie challenge that is going viral on social media to find out if their kids are able to share. In those videos here, everyone sits in front of a plate or a napkin and is instructed to check what's underneath. One parent has a cookie while the child unveils 2 cookies, with the other parent not having any cookies. And then parents watch their kids' reaction and learn, is their first instinct to share with them or to be happy and eat their 2 cookies?
Oh my gosh.
It seems like most of the kids out there are willing to share.
Oh,
which is
that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I wouldn't have necessarily thought that. I think I would assume most children would be like, exciting, I got 2 cookies. Too bad, Dad.
Yeah, it'd be tough, I think, for a parent to go, see their kids say, I'll take these 2 cookies.
Yes, yes.
One of the moms in that video, too, was like crying because she didn't have a cookie, like making the kid feel kind of guilty about
Oh, the old guilt trip.
Well, here's something good you won't want to share with other people. Subway is adding $5 footlong nachos to its sidekicks menu. The sandwich chain has joined forces with Doritos for this dish. It features nacho cheese flavored Doritos with cheddar cheese, jalapenos, I got fancy there, tomatoes, red onions, and a Chipotle sauce too. So customers who need a little more can add chicken or steak to the platter too. Subway officials say this is just another step in providing convenient food at an affordable price. What do you guys think?
I'm going to tell you, I already saw a article on, I believe it was People Magazine, with photos of the real-life offering that they got. It was probably half the amount of nacho chips that were in there.
Really?
Yeah, so
It's never the same.
the pictures look great.
It does
Yeah.
look fantastic. I wish that these fast food chains would just stay in their lane, like Taco Bell with their nacho fries. It's like, you don't make those. You're Subway. Stick with the subs. You do an amazing job at the subs.
Yeah, they said an affordable price. I wonder what that price might be. I don't know. Subway get a little spendy these days. Yeah.
Well, this might be a hot take. A food writer for allrecipes.com has shared a controversial opinion on the best place to get fast food tacos in the Midwest. And it's not Taco Bell. Tony Reagan has come out and said Taco John's is better than Taco Bell. Care to chime in, you guys?
It's definitely more expensive, I'll tell you that much.
Whoa!
I like them both, though. I mean, they both are good for their own things. Potato Olays are
potato
absolutely
Olays
amazing.
are fantastic.
There's nothing better than that.
That's
But
good
I
stuff.
think the Crunchwrap Supreme at Taco
Oh.
Bell. Yeah, it just,
Hard to beat. Hard to
doesn't
beat.
get better than
Yeah.
that.
Hey, Hunter's giving us a behind-the-scenes look at forecasting here at the station when we come back. Welcome back, everybody. Going to be honest with you. Gathering news content is a whole lot easier than predicting what Mother Nature is going to do out there. And thankfully, we have a wonderful team of meteorologists here at Northern News Now.
Yeah, before the recent snow, we saw our photographers spend time with Hunter and Chief Meteorologist Adam Lorch to show you how they put together their forecasts.
So the GFS and Euro finally in good agreement after all
Finally.
week on Saturday night and Sunday snow. So that's definitely some good news. I think that there's maybe a possibility that we could see more than 8 inches in far northwest
Sure.
or northern Wisconsin.
Right where that kind of rain snow line is,
Yeah.
transitioning into mainly snow. Hey folks, so we thought it'd be kind of cool to give you a little insight on how exactly we forecast, especially with such a complicated system that we had recently. So we want to give you a little insight on exactly how me and Adam go into making a forecast and all the meteorologists around here. So we got a few different things that we end up looking at when we come to our forecast. I mean, especially with this system, there's so many different things. We're looking for the chance of rain, chance for snow, chance for freezing rain. We figure out our forecast and we analyze each model. And based on our meteorological intuition, we're kind of making a forecast geared towards what we think is actually going to happen based on the models that we're getting here. We got rain, green is rain. There's Duluth right here. And this is a little mixture, which could be ice, not necessarily ice, but a mixture of rain and snow. See, that blue stuff up there is snow in the borderlands of Minnesota and Canada. So that's the first wave. Then we get a little break in the action. Now Saturday, we start to see this next wave rolling through into our Saturday, later parts of the morning. Now we see that rain, freezing rain and snow, rain down to our south. Eventually all snow up here in Duluth and some freezing rain possible over northwest Wisconsin. And then wrapping up here as we go into early Sunday. So that's the gist of the system that we're looking at.
The other thing I want to add to this map is less by the lake,
Okay, yeah, yep.
because
We'll probably see,
that northeast wind keeping it warmer by the lake.
Yep.
So I think it'll be more mix.
because it seems like the GFS is like relying more on not seeing freezing rain, and they're
Yeah.
bringing more down to the south, where the European is keeping a lot of that down to the south, more freezing rain, and not bringing as much snow down to the south, which I kind of like more. This is called a skew-T diagram, and it's basically a slice through our atmosphere. And so what we have here is you got green, which is the dew point, red is the temperature, and when these two lines meet, that means that we're saturated. So this is a whole cloud layer, and when it's saturated through a certain point, we start to see snow or rain or precipitation. With this case, it's snow. This line right here is 32 degrees. So that's our freezing line. So you can see we're below freezing as this is going down through the atmosphere. This is the surface down here. This is above our heads. Below freezing, but right here we've got what's called a warm nose. We go above freezing for a little bit while the snow is falling. Snow melts into rain, and then rain continues to fall. Well, now just before it gets to the surface, it goes below freezing again. So that rain lost the ice crystals used to make snow, and now we're starting to see that rain become what's called a supercooled water droplet. And so it doesn't freeze until it actually hits a surface. So it's below freezing technically. Water that's below freezing that isn't frozen. Kind of weird. So then it hits the surface and it freezes, and that's how freezing rain is made.
So we also are able to chat with the National Weather Service, and I just asked them what they thought that the snow ratios were going to look like, because what I was looking at was it's going to be a pretty low snow ratio because of how warm it's going to be. So that's going to determine what we end up doing for our models or our snow map based on what the models are also indicating to us. So we should definitely make a map for freezing rain for Saturday.
What are you thinking about as far as our snow map down to the south? Are you going to keep it relatively the same, or are you going to adjust it a little bit? Lower the totals perhaps?
No, I'm fine with the totals. Are you talking about down here?
Yeah, I guess down there, and then the 4 to 8 also, that zone.
I think I'm fine with 4 to 8 for that area. So I just want to check Ashland quick. That's upwards of 10 inches.
Jeez.
Oh, man. Maybe we have to add, we keep the 4 to 8, but then we add like a pink where it's like 5 to 10.
Sure. And you're thinking in between Ashland, including Ashland, and Ironwood and areas further off to the east?
Yeah.
Okay. You're thinking like a 6 to 12 there, or like a...
Thinking 5 to 10.
5 to 10? Okay, we got ourselves a snow map.
Yeah.
Exciting. Good afternoon, folks. We're still monitoring this situation with this first wave rolling through of rain, snow, and freezing rain. Right now, a winter weather advisory is in effect for the northern half of the Northland. That includes here in Duluth, along the south shore of Lake Superior as well, and that's going to last until early Saturday morning. Again, mainly for the freezing rain chance into this afternoon. Already reports of freezing rain on top of the hill here in Duluth. That happened a couple hours ago, and throughout the Iron Range off to our north. Check back for updates as we head throughout the rest of the week, and in the meantime, have a great afternoon. Thank you.
Talked about the weather for a little bit.
Don't you guys just pull from the National Weather Service?
I bet that's a question you get all the time.
All the time. Like, don't you guys just, pull from the National? No, we make our own forecast.
I'm glad I don't have to look at those things. Yeah.
It's a lot of information to
That's a
throw
lot.
at you, for sure.
We'll talk more about it when we come back.
Welcome back, folks. I just thought it might be cool to kind of give you an inside look at what we do as far as forecasting. We get a lot of questions, like you mentioned before the break with the National Weather Service. Do we just use their forecast? Like, are we looking at only one model? No, it's like a whole bunch of things that we're looking at, a bunch of different information, and we just use our own meteorological intuition and try to figure out exactly what's going to happen. The Lake Superior, that's a huge influence on the lake. So yeah, especially with these complicated late season systems, it can get really complicated really quick.
Especially when you're looking at that line thing you were talking about,
I know.
saying that it's below freezing water, but it turns into, I don't even know. Yeah, I'll leave it to Hunter. Leave it to Hunter and Adam and Tony.
I appreciate it. It's nice also this some other stations don't have two meteorologists at the same time and able to talk back and forth about what's going on and bounce ideas off of each other. So kind of nice to have both me and Adam in the afternoon able to talk to each other.
That's awesome.
Very fun.
Yeah, great job you guys do
thank
forecasting
you.
recently. I know it's been tough.
Appreciate that. Very, very nice of y'all. But turning now from forecast to food, it seems protein is being added to everything these days, and Kristen Mitchell learns just how much protein we actually need every day.
I would love to run a half marathon one day, so I try to run every single day.
Whether you're lifting weights or lifting your health game.
My daughter actually has special needs, so getting her diagnosis, it made us really feel that we needed to keep up with that and be healthy for our kids.
Protein is on the plate and on the minds of these gym goers in Maple Grove.
The more protein, I feel like, the better.
But how much should we consume per day?
That's the first thing people ask about, how much protein they should eat.
Very important to get enough,
but a lot of people think they need a ton of protein to be healthy.
Registered dietitian Ryan Weiler says the right amount of protein varies for each person depending on factors like gender, age, activity level, and whether you're using weight loss medications or supplements.
I usually try to get like 30 grams with every meal, so I try to like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even snacks.
To meet basic nutritional guidelines, the USDA recommends 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, or 0.36 grams per pound. For example, for a person weighing 165 pounds, this equals about 60 grams of protein per day.
In general, most adults, like 60 to 90 grams is a good baseline, maybe 100, 120 if we have higher needs.
Who might need more protein?
So I think athletes, folks in the gym, they're breaking their muscles down. Elderly folks, they're going to need a little bit more protein. Anyone that's recovering from an injury or burns.
Fish or chicken provide about 20 grams of protein. Greek yogurt has 17 grams. A cup of milk or half a cup of beans offers 8 grams. And an egg or 1 ounce of almonds gives you about 6 grams.
I say spread it out throughout the day and then eat it first when you're eating your meal, because then it kind of helps satisfy you throughout the rest of the meal.
I like the whey protein. It's just a good way to get more protein in your day, to just quickly make a shake or a protein drink.
Weiler says protein supplements can be a great option, but shouldn't be your sole source.
Sometimes it's really helpful to have these shortcuts and these processed foods that's like, all right, it's ready to go and convenient for me, but if you're just doing those, you're missing out on other good nutrients like the animal proteins with B vitamins and zinc and iron.
Is it possible to consume too much protein in a day?
If you're eating an ultra high protein diet, you might be displacing other healthy foods, and we want to get a nice variety of foods. All the food groups really complement each other.
He says protein helps build muscle and keeps you feeling full longer. Handy tool to help reach your goals.
The more protein I have, the more energy I have during the day and just feel overall better.
With photojournalist Jose Pascual, Kirsten Mitchell, WCCO News.
Welcome back, everybody. Before we go today, a reminder that tickets are now on sale for the Kickoff to Summer event down at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds. If you can't wait until that late August get-together, the folks at the fair have you covered, offering a fun food preview that's running from May 22nd through the 25th. Those tickets only $13 and can be found on etix.com. Also, be sure to stop by the home show over at the deck later tonight to say hi to me and Briggs. We'll be there from around 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. at our booth.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I love the home show. There's so much to see. The Raptors are there too this year. They've got the whole Raptor guy. Owls and some hawks, I think, too.
A bird on the arm, yeah.
It's going to be pretty cool. When we see you guys here again on Monday. I don't know what happened there.
I'll see you boys on Monday.
We're going to be celebrating mindfulness as we kick off the fresh start to the week. We're going to have a great collection of health tips, everything from gardening to adults sleeping with stuffed animals.
Good tips, Dan.
Yeah, good stuff. Excited to talk about that next week.
Hunter, are you going to Fortune Bay tonight, sounds like?
Yes, I am. Fortune
Nice.
Bay tonight, Hoyt Lakes Haven tomorrow. We'll have a lot of fun. You guys have big plans this weekend?
Nope.
Nope.
Lay
Okay,
it low.
come on.
Harry, yeah.
Come watch the gig. Why not?
Yeah.
A little trek up the
Point
North
Lakes
Shore.
ain't too far.
Yeah, not too bad.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this week. We love you.
Have a great and relaxing weekend.
Find some time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.